Normally, if you and I were asked to invest in a company, we'd say, well, we'll give you money, you give us a return with interest over time, but there's a certain amount of risk that we're not going to get our money back. Well, that's not the case with the LSD Act. What it does is, if for some reason the investment company is not able to pay its investors back, it's authorized by this particular legislation to give them tax credits instead, which can be used at the end of the year to pay for income taxes or other tax liabilities that they might have. And more than that, it's a refundable tax credit. So if their tax liability, say, is only $1,000 and they have a $1,500 credit, well, the government writes them a check for $500 worth of difference. It doesn't just zero out their taxes. It's a refundable tax credit. That was the LSD Act that was proposed this last session in the legislature.
Supporters have said this is a way to help boost the biotech industry, bring in some more jobs. But there were some serious constitutional issues that you took a look at. What's the major problem with something like this?
Well, the major problem is you're empowering a private company to be able to do governmental things like issue a tax credit. We have some specific provisions in the Constitution, one of which says the state shall not loan its credit unless it submits that idea to the vote of the people. In this case, the state was in the very real position of being a credit backer of these invested dollars. If they couldn't make their payments, the state would step in and give tax credits. It was a win-win situation for the investors, and the state, the Constitution says, is allowed to do that, but it just has to ask the voters first, and that wasn't happening in this case. The other thing is there's a provision in the Constitution that says the taxing power of the state shall never be, among other things, contracted away. In this instance, it was peculiar because you have the legislature kind of deputizing a private company to be able to give away the taxing power, in effect.